and I'm very interested in getting your opinion on, for example, the Watchers in the Book of Enoch descending down. This is very much the same as the Elohim laying with the women of men, right? Producing with the women of men. So, do you believe that we, at some point in history, were engineered, genetically manipulated?
Yes, absolutely. I think that humankind was engineered many times in order to improve every time our brain capacity, because the Elohim needed to have slaves to use for their needs, their necessity. So we are sons of the stars, because Elohims intervened on a pre-existing beings on the earth, Homo erectus or Homo habilis, intervened genetically and intervened many times, producing too rapid evolution of our brain, too rapid for the nature. Elohim prepared this new race, humankind, for the future, to rule over a species of an intelligent animal, an animal able to understand and execute orders. And after many, many times, the Elohim passed the rule, the kingdom, from their sons to the human, when they thought the human were prepared to do so. So we are effectively genetically modified, and after that there are those 200 angels who descended on the earth and made what was forbidden: the interbreeding between the two races. And from this interbreeding were born the so-called giants, the Nephilim. And the book of Enoch narrates this event more clearly than the Bible. Because, for example, the Bible doesn't speak that Nephilim were sons of that interbreeding, but simply says that at the time of that interbreeding, on the earth there were Nephilim. If it's possible, I want to say you a curiosity. Nephilim is a plural term. The singular is Nephilah. Nephilah in Aramaic has a unique meaning: Orion constellation. If Nephilim is the
Wow.
plural of Nephilah, we are at least allowed to suggest, to make an hypothesis, that Nephilim could mean those who came from
Orion. Yeah.
In all continents of the earth, Orion is
Yes,
present.
yes, Orion is the big one. So that's very, very interesting.
The concept of omnipotence doesn't exist in the Bible. In the book of Genesis, God, the so-called God, introduced himself to Abraham, saying, "I am El the Almighty." And Almighty is always translated as omnipotent. But also in some notes of, for example, the Bible of Jerusalem, is clearly written that Almighty doesn't mean omnipotent, but means God of the desert or God of the mountain. But theologians can't accept this translation and so introduced the concept of omnipotence.